What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Speed Report right here on 105. Right here on 105 to Drive, right here on Twitch Monster27. Why I even thought of 105 to Drive, I don't know. Hopefully, it's not going to be that type of stream. What's up, Golden Dragon? What's going on? Okay, so we got a big show prepared, or as we catch everything up. Obviously, it's been 2 weeks, so we got to catch everything up. And one of the things I'm trying to do is invite my team in here, and everything was going fine, and then all of a sudden it started glitching out. So I apologize as I'm trying to get this sorted out, because I might have to use a different forum to do that, because all of a sudden it just was like, no, I don't want to work. I hadn't had any problems up to this point, so it's weird how all of that, why all of this started happening. Hopefully this works. Aha. And hopefully this works. Um, of course, one of the people I need to invite is not appearing online, but that's, of course, how it works. Hopefully that works. We'll do this. Yeah, okay. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, we have a little problem.
Oh boy, of
I
course we
know
do.
where he's. I know where he's at.
Well, not that right now. We're on the speed report right now, so we'll leave that out of the stream for now. But we'll get on that in a
You
little
ready
while.
right now?
What's up, Dale? We are live right now. Speed report right now. We are live. So, of course, before we can know, like, obviously what's going on, we've got to first know how we got to where we got to. That's first and foremost, right? Had a couple weeks of racing, so if you have missed it, here's what we got for you coming up here. Here's what we got for you. Well, first, the series stopped at Watkins Glen, and it was an interesting Glen race to say the least. We had a lot of fun. So let's take you through some hot takes of the Glen, and we have with us Back in Black as well as Dale to help us break this down. Obviously, first and foremost, we had to get the series started, gritted up. Welp dang, Skitty Brave, real important races for these guys. They needed to have good runs here. And so they would start 1-2 on the grid. So they had an excellent opportunity to capitalize on this. And here we go, the start of the race. And Back in Black, Dale, what are you guys' thoughts of Watkins Glen? What you can remember?
Mine was short-lived. I actually DNF'd on this race and was worried I was going to be eliminated, but I actually made it through. So, I think I made it 2 laps only. I think it was 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, what was your thoughts on that? Back in Black when we were racing through there.
I had a strong car for that race. I had a strong car before season one. I had a super strong car from the ECE car.
Yeah, ECE was doing a really good job in this race. They've been doing a good job all season. We'll get to that in a second, but obviously Glenn got off started really slow. There was wreckage just kind of everywhere you turned. It was wreckage. One of the big spots here was the bus stop. Here's another caution. We would have several cautions in this race. Take a look at this restart, though. Here's where things would get dicey. There you see Frosty, Skitty Brave hanging in there. Welp dang had a good spot. And, I mean, these were things that they needed to accomplish, they needed to do. And, of course, they are doing everything that they can to stay in the top spot. This was not an elimination race, but it was leading up to elimination. And these guys needed to put the pieces together. The bus stop would be a key area where trouble would ensue. We had a lot of DNFs and wrecks in the bus stop. Dale, I believe you were one of those people that wrecked out in the bus stop, if I'm not mistaken.
I was, and unfortunately, what we learned at Sonoma beforehand, you can't hit the front of your car at Watkins Glen. For some reason or another, I DNF'd instantly. So I guess my car was not strong as it was the week before.
Yeah, take a look at that indicator, race positions, if you can see it. Back in black, excellent. He said he had a strong car. He was not lying or exaggerating. He had a strong car up until he took me out. I mean, we're not going to go there. Halil Habibi, though, was the one that had the strongest car, if you will. More on that in a minute. But right there, everything seems smooth. This will be from the in-car view. We did not have a broadcast until about this moment right coming up here soon. There you see Back in Black making an aggressive move on Frosty here. Yeah, everything was going good. We're for the 18. We were trying to survive, and then that happened. Thank you, Back in Black. Appreciate that very much. DNF for the 8 car. Obviously, you're going to see here in a minute. Everything popped up into Dale's, what Dale said. It was just hard. You couldn't hit that spot. Yeah, you couldn't hit that spot on the track. It just caused a lot of calamity. The bus stop took a lot of people out. And, well, it led to a broadcast. We had a broadcast after that. How about that? We did have a broadcast up to that point, so let's take you through.
Was Back in Black involved in that DNF too, or just you?
It was just me. I took a look at his telemetry, and he wasn't DNF'd. He was just hurt really badly.
Wow.
But that kick out was something, as you can see, I don't know how anyone could avoid something like that. When you're taking that racing line, it's hard to move out of the way in that set of circumstance. So,
I remember in my KMR days when we raced at Watkins Glen, that set of barriers was not there. Now all of a sudden it's like a new thing is in play because we've only had that barrier short time, I think.
Yeah. So not a good day for the 8 team, obviously, and so that sucked. Pit road was open, so we're gonna take you through to the restart. It would be Skitty Brave. It would be Habibi and Michael. Skitty running similar cars. Habibi and Michael, and I mean, those two have battled all season long. We'll talk about that in a minute because we got a lot to talk about when it talks in terms of heading into this upcoming new season, or you could say the next round, kind of like a new season. Because
this was an elimination race.
No, it wasn't. It was the race before. Remember, Sonoma was the elimination race.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but it kind of set up for the elimination race. And there you see the field right there together. Skitty Brave, Welpdang. Again, these are names that are going to come up frequently throughout this broadcast because they absolutely needed victories or success. Skitty Brave was having a really strong race. He was running third, doing what he needed to do out there up to this point to secure a solid victory and or to secure a solid finish. Welpdang, on the other hand, there you see it right there, DNF'd, and would add to the list, already huge list of DNF cars there at the Glen. Controversial how he got there. There was some involvement with some other cars. That'll be a stream for another time. Let's take you through towards the end of this race, because here you go. Here's the battle that we want to take a look at. The fade out with a 9. But you look at Ghost Train was able to battle his way back up into the top 3, where we know he's been consistent in running in the top 3 there. Michael continues his strong start. You see Back in Black up to 4th. Michael continues his strong start, and he keeps knocking on the door. He's eventually going to get a win, but to be honest, nobody was going to catch that 48. Michael made a crucial mistake during that race, and the 48 was able to get up and begin to take control of this race. It was 45 laps, if I'm not mistaken, in that race before the
This
end. So,
this footage says that I'm still running. I was in 8th. I thought I was DNF'd.
that was Sonoma you DNF'd out of, Dale.
Oh, that was we raced Sonoma last week, didn't we?
Right.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Duh. I'm
Recovering
week
from that
behind.
concussion, right? There
Gotcha.
you go.
Yeah, recovering from that concussion. Yeah. I'm like, why am I watching old footage? I was like, wait a minute, this is 2 weeks ago.
Right. This was 2 weeks ago. And this is the white flag right here, and really nobody was going to catch Habibi at this point. He has been in a class of his own and just doing an excellent job all the way around this season. Up to this point has swept the series, so and wins. So going into Sonoma, absolutely no pressure. Whatever happens, happens. But he said specifically, I believe, at the end of the Watkins Glen race, he's going for a record. And there you see that 48 rounding turn, whatever that is, for the final time, and takes the checkered flag and is going to do a huge burnout there at the end of Watkins Glen. So, how would things be towards the end of this thing? Headed to Sonoma. A lot of people were on serious bubbles, if you will, and needed to have good runs if they were going to continue their run or their roll. So, here's to what Sonoma was going to be like, obviously, and so here we go. We transition, obviously no speed report. We're headed to Sonoma, and here we are setting the starting grid. We would have one person in that was a hot seat, but we won't even talk about that. He was there and he was
had
gone.
no teammate that night.
You had no teammate. Yep, that's right. The White Hammer did not show. So,
Which I wasn't disappointed in stuff, but it kind of hurt his position and where he was in points.
Right, and we'll definitely get into that in a minute. But I want to ask this question, starting in Sonoma. Well, I'll go with you starting off, Dale. What were you feeling like headed into Sonoma? What were your thoughts? What was going on?
I was actually feeling confident in this because of where I was starting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a problem. Where I was. Car was okay. I got overconfident again, and that's when I DNF'd on this track. Now that I remember my concussion, Watkins Glen, I was actually doing pretty good in that car. Sonoma, on the other hand, no. I don't know. I was out within. I think I draw out the first caution.
Did you?
It might have been the first or second caution. Because I know I did. I only ran like 3 or 4 laps and then I DNF'd.
Well, I had to been more. Well, I don't know because I know we had a caution on lap 1, but it was in turn 1 and nobody DNF'd. Yeah, I
called the first caution.
You did call the first caution.
And
I called the first caution because it spun out right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, because of where I started up front. But I did not DNF out of that caution. It was the second caution I DNF'd, I think it was.
Dale, it was my fault that you spun out because it was off my front bumper on accident because you lost control of your car.
He knocks you out and everything at Watkins Glen knocks me out at Sonoma. See how that is?
Yeah, I mean, just keep an eye on that though, next round.
I know, right? Yeah, it's just back-to-back weeks. I mean,
all right. Jody, what was your thoughts as you got a huge run on the start of that on the inside, on the far left side there? What were your thoughts coming into this race, man?
All I had to do was finish. I already had a clinch spot into the next round. All I had to do was finish. I know I had a good car. I'm ready to go back to the old one, go get a win, and go beat Habibi. I'm ready to knock him off the top.
All right. And so we'll keep an eye on that. If he's able to fulfill that. We had a caution out of turn 1. Obviously, you saw all the smoke and tires and everything, and so yeah, that would set the tone for this Sonoma race, at least for the start. Let's move forward a little bit on here. I'm pretty sure we're under caution again. We're down to 14 cars. No, we're not under caution. We're
Dale's
green
already
flag.
DNF.
I
Yeah.
believe Dale's already gone by this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not have a
This
good
is why
Sonoma
I'm
race,
charging
so
back
our
up through
footage
here.
is going to be limited
This
as
is
far as what we, as far as Sonoma's concerned. I had the
say, weren't you
worst.
the next one out after
No.
me?
I finished. I think
You
Beloved.
finished. Okay.
No, it was Woozy. It was Woozy, Beloved. Also DNF'd. I think Woozy and Beloved DNF'd. Well, no, Woozy lasted a while. I think it was Beloved that DNF'd, and then Woozy DNF'd after him, or
no,
something
it was
like that.
Woozy then Beloved because I had to push Beloved off the track.
That's right. You're right. So Woozy DNF'd
They had to
after
pit.
Dale.
Got the pit coming to green. I had to pit coming to green.
Right, because you damaged your car because you was hard-headed. I said I had it, and you said no, Cookie, I got it, and you went up there and
I
threw
didn't
your
want you
car
to take
up.
your own self out. And I said,
I
no,
wasn't gonna
got
take
him.
me out, but I'm the league owner. I could well anyway. I'm not gonna argue with you. You had the pit, and I can keep going. I'm not gonna argue with you. We got a new follower to the stream. Thanks very much for the follow. Welcome to the family, man. But yeah, back to this. I did not have a good race, 18, but we finished going through. We went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, but we finished. Let's go on later on. I happened to get up into nearly the top 5. We had another caution. This is our in and out driver. He was in and then he was out. And so I'm just gonna say this while we're at this point. For anyone that's new that joins BRL, understand something. Number one, I have always been the type of person to give people the opportunity. I don't look strictly at skill level. I give everyone the opportunity to have fun as long as they follow the rules that are in place. They can race. And the reason why is because I was always told growing up that you can't learn if you don't go against people better than you. So I look at each opportunity as a challenge, and I give other people that opportunity. So not everybody is going to be a little Habibi and lead every lap. There are going to be some
Win
that are
every
woozies.
race.
Right. There are going to be some woozy emus. There's going to be some back in blacks. There'll be some Dale Juniors or some Frosties. There's the DNF by Beloved right there. There's going to be a various field. When you look at the professionals in NASCAR, they don't go 100 wide because everybody's on the same skill level. You've got some that are really, really good, and you've got some that they ride in the back and they wreck. And that happens. That's racing. So some races will be slower than others because of that fact. If that's something that you are not accustomed to or something that you don't particularly think is a good idea, that's fine. Everyone's entitled to that opinion, and that's fine. But just know that that's how this league runs. So keep that in mind whenever you are asking to join. This league has various difficulty levels in it. Enough said on that topic. We will go later in this race, and let's see. That's when we were under red flag. Let's get to the end of this race here. Not too far to the end because we were goofing off by the end of this. Little Habibi, though, walking away with this race, he won this. Did we have 8 that finished?
9.
Yes, we had 8.
I backed out. I backed out after
So this
we
is the
finished.
end. This is the end of the race here.
Yeah.
Anyway, just the point is, Little Habibi won. Little Habibi
I'm not
won.
surprised.
That's the moral of that story. Little Habibi won. But one thing that's important is that Skitty Brave was able to finish as well and get a good run, something that he needed to do. So, with that being said,
Is he also the defending winner of Indy?
no, and we'll get to that later on as we introduce Indy. But first, I want to while I pull up the points here, I just want to ask you guys, what are you guys' thoughts after those two races? Dale, you take a look at this, man. I mean, so far, here's what the points look like. We'll run through them real quick. Habibi, Michael, Frosty, Back in Black, your top 4. Dale Jr., you round out the top 5, man. Ghost Train, Sam Cook, Beloved Car, Josh, that's your top 10. Habibi Hammer, that's your top 12. Right there so far.
Hey, Dale,
I only took a brief hit.
I took your fourth
I mean,
spot from me like I said I was.
I'm looking good and everything, but you know, Sonoma actually did hurt me. I'm still looking good, but now I've got 2 on my back and everything that I'm worried about, and that's Ghost and Sam. So
You don't have me to worry about. It's in front of you.
oh, I'm gonna knock you down again and everything. I want to be where it was.
Here we go.
Yeah.
You want it.
Here we go.
Some, come and get some.
Here we go. So as we're talking, you're gonna see me adjusting the points to prepare for Indianapolis. But go ahead.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I'm saying it now while it's there. I want my team points this week.
All right, and I'm glad you said that. See, people, I have not gotten any requests for team points for those that have been in the series. Like, honestly, I have not gotten any requests. I don't argue with nobody. It's not my place to remind you. I told everyone what the rules were as far as them being there, and so you can. Okay. I mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it now and everything while we're here because I tried to do that last time and I didn't get them. So
yeah, nah, you didn't get them because you didn't let me know nothing. Like, I didn't know anything about it because you didn't
Dale
remind
Jr.
me.
fan, I got something to tell you.
I don't want to hear
road
it.
courses. You got to come and catch me. You got 3 road courses. You got to come and catch me. Come and get me. Come and catch me. Come and get me.
Okay, real quick. As you look at this list of drivers that are out now, Skitty Brave, Goozy, Chris, Froggy Man, Welpdang, Young Ace, Wes. Obviously, we know Wes, Young Ace did not race, but from that point up, Welpdang up. Jody, what are your thoughts about this list here, and who surprises you the most?
Froggy and West and Chris. If Chris would have started the season, I think he would have made the top 12. And Froggy and West, they would have knocked Dale, the White Hammer, and all them out.
I'm actually surprised that Skitty Brave is out before Woozy. Woozy's had 4 DNFs compared to his 2 already on the season.
Yeah, but look, Frosty's used team points to Woozy's. That's why.
I understand that.
Frosty did not use team points, guys.
Frosty has not. No, he hasn't.
If you look at the points, Woozy has 80 points. Each DNF is 20 points, so 20, 40, 60, 80. That's his 4. But I'm telling you, go ahead, Dale, go ahead.
But yet, Woozy, who's the last one that advanced, I think this next round and everything is going to prove if he stays or if he goes home. Because of where he's at.
And his competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't you say 1 year in the first or second season he DNF'd every race except 1?
Oh, his DNF streak has started. Yeah, it started since last season's after Daytona. So yeah, he's on a big streak. Yeah.
So if he doesn't make it through this next round, I think his streak continues to where he's gone.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I tell you the biggest surprise to me. I agree with you, Dale. My biggest surprise is Skitty Brave. Well, really both Skitty Brave and Welpdang. For Welpdang, it's a bigger. I'm more disappointed than I am surprised. when Welpdane told me at Daytona, I want to be the pace car. And I was like, are you sure? Because, you know, obviously you have an opportunity to be a hot seat to get yourself in and get. He's like, I want to be the pace car. I said, okay, well that's fine. When he did when he made that decision, that was a bigger disappointment, because then he says, I want to race. The problem is you earned 0 team points and you forfeited an opportunity to advance from must race, because he ran the qualifying race. You forfeited basically your spot in the league, and so now you've got to work your way back up. You're already a race behind. You earn 0 team points, not 1. So that's the more disappointment. The surprise is Skitty Brave, because Skitty Brave gets a penalty. I think it was a points penalty at Watkins Glen. I want to say it was the Glen. Or was it Road Atlanta? It was Road Atlanta. He gets a points penalty at Road Atlanta for not DNFing as soon as it's, not leaving the race after a DNF. That's minus 20. Then he DNFs. So it's 20 points plus the minus 20 gives you 0 points. Also, when you DNF, you get 0 team points. Road Atlanta, I think, was the key to their troubles, because when they go into Road Atlanta, Welpdane smacks the wall. No, Skitty Brave smacks the wall. Welpdane runs into him and runs into the 45, runs into that group as well, and all of them are out. Then you get the penalty on top of having no team points. So by the time they got to this elimination race here in Sonoma, you had no team points to give, because then Welpdane DNFs out of Watkins Glen. I just...
Yeah. The only team points I can use is from Watkins Glen, can't I? Because I DNF'd out of Sonoma.
Yeah, but I believe Hammer finished. Hammer, y'all earned enough team points to this point, which we'll get to that in a minute. Y'all got plenty of team points you can use. So y'all's combined finishes have been good. So anyway, that's
you ahead. I'm gonna finish ahead of you anyway.
So we got that. We got that group there. Hot seat not as big as it was last season to this point, but we do know we have a couple new drivers coming in very soon, so we look forward to having them. All right, Woozy.
I got 3.
We look at this bottom group here, starting in the yellow. Woozy, Hammer, Bob. Sitting here.
Out of those 3, I'm worried about. Let's see. Who am I worried about in that top 3?
Shoot, I'm worried about Woozy. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, I'm worried about Woozy and Billy Bob or Bibbly Bob, or however you say his name. Because it seems like every week that I do finish a race, we're always racing for the lap down position. So I'm hoping that my teammate keeps going, though.
I think he will. Out of that 3, yeah, you see that too. Yeah, Golden Dragon. Jody's always talking that junk, but actually to this point this season, he's actually backing it up, surprisingly. But I give it another couple races, he'll be back to normal. Anyway, so yeah, I would say Woozy shouldn't even count. He advanced to the next round. To me, I would say, okay, if I'm Frosty, I'd say, listen, here's what you need to do. You need to just finish races. Don't battle nobody. I don't care how many laps down you are. You need to finish races. And so I'll take it one race at a time. We're at Indianapolis. I think it's really, really easy to DNF at Indy. I can tell you from experience. So I think Woozy's going to have to be really, really careful. Very careful. We also have to remember, when the league went to Indy in season 1, Woozy was in the broadcast booth. So this is his first experience here at Indy.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget about it was Paintbrush, Dawson, me,
Habibi.
and Lil Habby.
Yeah.
The top four.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing of it is, you also got to remember is we're at the oval first, and then we did the road course right afterwards the
No,
following
that
week.
was the oval. That was the oval.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
the
the
top
oval.
four.
That was the top
That
four
was
for
the
the oval.
oval. Me and Habby was battling for fourth, and I was in front of him for over half of the race, and he had to run me down.
Oh, that part
I
seems
don't know
kind of fuzzy, but
what is the ratio of DNF on an oval versus the road course though? Because the road course at Indy is way different than the oval.
that's true. But it's not a hard road course. It's not a difficult road course, and there isn't any traps, DNF traps where you can get caught up and wreck out.
Yeah.
I'd say the only big trap would be the front stretch. If you were to have a problem on
Or
the
the
front
turn
stretch,
two tire barrier.
maybe turn two tire barrier. But I don't think I think if you take your time, you can get through the road course pretty easy. It's not a hard road course. However, the oval, because it's so hard to pass, that's what gets you side by side trying to make a pass going into turn one, or trying to make a pass going into turn three or turn four. Because turn
Mm-hmm.
four narrows up a bunch, and then you make contact.
Mm-hmm.
We have in season one, race one, we had one car that ran out of room, hit the car on its outside, and then went down and hit the tire barrier that divided pit road and DNF'd. So it'll be things like that that will take drivers out. I got DNF personally by um, getting spun and turned in side by side action.
Was that by Ghost Train?
No, 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 that was by Wesley. Wesley and I were
That was by
battling, going
West.
back and forth.
That was by West, behind us, behind me and Habby.
No, we were way off of y'all. Yeah, we were way, way behind y'all. Way behind y'all. And it was
But
just
y'all was
us.
the next pack. Y'all was the next pack.
By the time when we wrecked, there was no pack. It was like 7 cars. It was no pack. But yeah, we were the next ones in line, and we DNFs. But I think out of those 3, I would say the White Hammer, if he shows up and runs, the White Hammer has proven that he can be in better at tracks. He improves at tracks each time you go. Bibbly Bob, the rookie, I haven't seen enough out of him to guarantee that he will be able to advance, but I know Hammer has the ability to, because of how long we've raced with him, and I know his skill and ability. I think Billy Bob, Woozy will be eliminated. I think White Hammer moves on.
Now, my biggest concern out that bubble pack, I've seen him race, and I know he can race, and I know because I raced with him Monday. Bigley Bob, and he finished in the top 4 behind me. And if he can race like that against all you all, he's got a shot. Coming from a battle with me and Lil Habibi.
Yeah. We'll a lot of story to tell there. We'll see, man. Will the rookie advance over the veteran? We'll see. The league is
And
all
if
about
he,
surprises.
no, I'm just going to tell you this. If Lil Habibi directs out, I'll get, and if Bigley Bob is there, and if
I
Gus
don't
is
see
way
little
off,
Habibi dropping out of any race and everything
I'm
since
just
he's
saying,
on
if he
a
wrecks
streak.
out, I'm just saying, if Lil BB wrecks out and Bigley Bob is there in second, if we're way ahead of him, I'll give Bigley Bob the win, just to let him advance.
Okay. But I don't see that because Billy Bob has not been up front at any point in time. Really been up front. Yeah, he's restarted up front a few times, but I haven't seen him up front holding his own like Habibi has. And to Dale's point, until airfield, I don't see him having any issue. There's no Dawson, so if there's no paintbrush. So you're talking about Habibi battling with you possibly and a few other drivers up front. Michael, up front there at Indy. That's going to be about it. I don't see, unless you take him out, I don't see anybody taking him out. He's going to finish that race, and then
Oh, I'll just get him loose. I'll just take the
I
Elvis
say
for
the
it like
way
I did
Jody
like I
sounds and
did season
everything,
1.
it sounds like it's a revenge and stuff that he's going to take Habibi out just underneath
I'll
the
just
radar or
take that.
something.
Well,
I'll
I'll
just do
just-
like I did in see.
I'll just
take the
rewind this footage here and just be like, hey, if you want to know why you're getting a penalty, let me just rewind this footage right here.
No,
I
I'll just
mean,
take the
little
Elvis
BB
folder
does
like
have
I
a
did
target
for
on
the
him,
BB.
but the way Jody's sounding is, I'm going to get you at the next race.
Okay.
No, I'll just take the Elvis folder like he did me in season 1.
Golden Dragon 248 says in the thing, you remember how I did my way in the points when I raced? So he brings up a point there too.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting points race too. That's what we're gonna have to pay attention to. I still think Habibi's gonna win early in advance. I will say this:
he ain't
that
gonna win
if he
unless somebody's
doesn't,
back bumper shoving his hand in.
if he doesn't win early, I think we get to airfield. It's gonna be interesting if he doesn't win by airfield.
If he doesn't win before airfield, it is gonna be interesting, especially.
Yeah. Let's move on to this next group right here: Dale Jr., Ghost Train, Sam Cook, Beloved Car, Josh. First of all, Jody, who are you most surprised at in this group? Who surprises you the most, and then where is everyone going to end up? Who's going to advance and who's going to be staying back?
I'm sorry to tell you, but who surprised me in that group? Where in the heck did he come from? Sam Cook. Him and Beloved Car's been traded DNS left and right.
Yeah, we're playing tag, DNF style. You want a DNF. You want a DNF. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, we did this in the live stream when we started racing Sonoma while you guys were trading, back and forth each week.
Yeah.
One day he would retire, next race you would, and then vice versa.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know how.
Sam, I had to bring it up.
Yeah, well, being behind you in a race is always scary for any driver. I just want to put that out there in the stream. If you ever run behind this guy, back in black, Jody Fry, okay? iRacing, like NASCAR Rumble, driving in real life. If you're behind this guy, you might just want to pull over, let him just get some distance in front of you, and then come back on to wherever you're riding at, because you might die if you don't, okay? I showed the clip.
The thing that I like the best is if he does
You
wreck
didn't show
out,
the
then
clip
I'm
of me
clear
just
saving
giving to your
because I don't
bumper
have
and
to worry
saying,
about it.
hey, bump, bump. And then the third bump said, move it.
No, I played the clip of you bouncing off the wall and taking me out of a race. That's the clip I'm talking about. I don't care about the bumps. I don't care about that.
I gave you 3 bumps before then.
No, you didn't. We were under caution. That was a restart. Anyway. So yeah.
I felt
that's what
real
happened
good
with
at
us.
Daytona when Jody went out, so I felt real good at Daytona. I mean, I didn't have to worry about Jody the rest of the race
Terry,
for that
I can
one.
finish better than you.
Anyway. So yeah, so Jody, you said me. That's fair. I'll give you that. Dale, who surprised you the most, good or bad, and who's going to be advancing and who's going to be eliminated, in your opinion?
I'm actually surprised at Frosty.
But not too far up. Not the top 4. We'll get to the top 4. Underneath that, starting with you.
Oh, start with me, Ghost, you, and Beloved, and Josh. Okay. Yeah. I'm surprised Ghost Train's not higher. Just for the simple fact is, I don't think he's really pushing his car. Out of those 5 drivers, I'm advancing, Sam's advancing, Ghost, and Beloved. I say Josh gets eliminated.
Wow. Yeah, I tell you who surprises me the most is Josh. Josh has had some good
Really?
runs. Yeah, I'm surprised that Josh is this high up. I would, in my opinion, I probably, had I not known better, through the season, just looking at the roster, I probably would have swapped Josh and Skitty Brave out. I would have swapped out. No offense to you, Dale, I would have swapped you out with Welt Dang, and probably
Thanks.
swap Welt
Thanks.
Dang with Woozy. So Woozy would have
Thanks.
been swapped with Welt Dang. But I mean, I'm surprised that Josh is this high up in the point standings. And it's because he's taking care of the car. Only one DNF. You see in the stats there are no top 5s, there are no top 3s, but he only has one DNF. He's taking care of the car. He's doing what he needs to do
What
to
was
advance.
the one DNF?
The one DNF was
Daytona.
Was it at
it wasn't at
Sonoma or
Daytona.
was it at Watkins
It
Glen?
was Road America.
I think it was Road Atlanta.
Road Atlanta.
I
Okay.
think it was Road
Look what
Atlanta.
So he's
Terry
taking
said in
care
the
of the car
chat.
the last 2 races.
Yeah, he wasn't there at Sonoma. He wasn't. Was he present at Sonoma? No, he wasn't present at Sonoma. I don't have my written down stats in front of me, but I don't think he was present at Sonoma.
Sam, look what Terrier said in the chat.
Yeah, I see that. So yeah, that's a big surprise to me.
Get out of the way.
That what Ghost being there is, to me, is understandable considering that he wasn't there at the 500. So that's understandable. Dale, you've been really, really solid. I'm curious to see how you handle this next round, man. This is gonna be big for you. Really, really solid. Daytona got you off to a really good start. Not gonna lie, when we loaded into Daytona, I was just listening, waiting for you to say caution, and that you were DNF'd. It was just automatic. As soon as you loaded in, I was like, okay, lap 1, turn 3. So I was prepared. I was like, I'm just gonna dive down pit road right before he says caution and go ahead and pit, and had it all planned out. And for you to survive, not only survive, but have the race that you did, honestly, in my opinion, you should have won Daytona. So that's sweet.
The thing of it is I got I got Indy this week, so and Indy is one of my good tracks. So as long as I keep the car underneath me, I should be fine.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right, let's not die over there.
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I think you can move on. So I think the pressure's really on these 3 right here, these 3 or 4 right here. Josh, Billy, Bibby, I should say, White, Hammer, and Woozy. These guys, the pressure's on these guys. Hammer being proven, but he's gonna have to prove that he can advance. Woozy hasn't proved anything to us. I think he's gonna be eliminated. Josh, consistency, I think, is not gonna be enough in this next round. For how he's been running, you can't just afford to miss races. So I think that's going to be something. And of course,
in this round, we've got an oval and 2 road courses before our next elimination race. Correct?
Yeah. So, and Indy is tough, man. Indy is a tough track. It doesn't seem like it's tough, but it's tough when you get to running and everything, and you're trying to make passes. Everything gets congested. So I think the road courses get us fooled sometime. But now here's the big deal. The big deal right here, talking about these final 4 drivers. We already know. Back in Black has said enough. I am personally surprised that he's in the top 4. Not gonna lie, I would have swapped him out with Ghost and had him outside of the top 4. I am surprised, especially after the DNF at Daytona, and for him to respond the way he has. Kudos. You got to give credit where credit is due. Kudos to Back in Black, keeping himself under control for the most part. Not taking himself out, just taking other people out. and stuff like that. You know, has kept him in the top 4. So good job for him. Frosty. I am very surprised. You remember season 1? He was in the back half of season 1. He was in the booth. So now he's in the car. Last season, it wasn't great. It wasn't great at all for him. Eliminated early. Just kind of running out there. As a matter of fact, I think one of the races he helped Dunker broadcast. You know, so that just kind of showed where he was in the season. But right now, you see he's hitting top 3.
Yeah.
And only 10 points out of, it was only 10 points out of second. So, Dale and Jody, is this for real? Is Frosty for real this season, or is this just season,
To me, this is the race for second place right here. You know, I don't see anybody going after a BB, but right here, this is the race for second place. Is these two right here, because they're so close. You know, you got Michael at 4 top 3s, 4 top 5s, Frosty with 1 top 3 and 4 top 5s. Neither one have a DNF. So they're taking care of their car. They're practicing like they're supposed to and know what the track we're going to. And they respect each other on the track. With a 10-point lead, anything goes.
Yeah, man. And I tell you what, one thing I saw, he hadn't had the most dominant races. Well, one thing I saw is when it counts, he's been able to get himself up to the front. Like, for example, at Daytona, he didn't have a dominant. As a matter of fact, a lot of what happened at Daytona was he wasn't able to stay locked with Habibi at the end to really help push him. Habibi had to fight a lot to get those successful push and to get that win there at the end. He had to fight a lot. He had to do a lot of side drafting and stuff like that because he didn't have the help that he needed. He didn't have the help that he needed to get up to where he was, where he needed to be. So, but we've seen him consistently make pushes toward the end of the race to gain that needed positions and to be where he needs to be. So I think Frosty's gonna be good. I haven't seen the speed that makes me feel that he's ready to.
Well, with no DNFs and stuff, you know, if he's in the back of the pack, you know, he survives and everything and then strikes towards the end. You said he's always there. So, constant finishes in the top 3 or, you know, using points whenever or whatever. That's how he's in the top 3 right now. Is finishing a race in the top 3 or 4 and then at, you know, whatever. So that's where he's at right now. That's why he's up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Sam, can I jump in here for a second?
Yeah, jump in here. As long as you don't talk about you.
Okay, I was going to talk about me here first for 1 second.
Oh, God.
If I didn't get turned and DNF at Daytona, and Lil Habibi did not get the push like he did from the 23, it would have been a a little bit Hibby versus an ECE battle for that win.
You can't say that definitively. All right, I'll give you one more. Had I not got wrecked by Bibbly Bob when he was strawed out in the middle of the track,
dumped.
I didn't get dumped. I slammed head on into him because he was sitting in there in the middle of the track trying to spin around because his controller had died. Had I not run into him, I'd have been able to lock bumpers with the 48, and then we'd have pushed it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of what ifs that go into that. I mean, you know.
What isn't that what this league's made up of? Is what ifs?
That's racing, man. It's a lot of what ifs. It's a lot of what ifs, man. What if Michael Jordan hadn't
But at
retired off the
Daytona,
Bulls
but
and
at the
just kept
500,
playing
it's
the
at
entire
10
time?
times different.
You
Because
know,
at Daytona 500 is mine. The day race is my win.
Okay, all right. So we're moving on with Michael now, who is I need to trade screens here. Whoops. We're looking ahead to Michael here, and Michael has consistently been in the top two. Um, so here's my question to you, Dale and Jody.
Oh,
And what's up,
Lord.
Speedy? Hey, man.
Speed wants to jump in.
You can be in the chat, man, for sure. I understand, and I couldn't get my Discord to set up right, and I didn't know whether um, Dale and Jody had Discord, so we just set up with Xbox. We'll get you next time though, for sure. But here's my question:
I haven't been
Is
Xbox if he's got his Xbox.
my my question is this: Is Michael the new Ghost Train? This is where Ghost Train was to Habibi last season. As far as how they ran, if you look back at races in season 2, this is how they ran, going back and forth, 1-2, and they would break away from the field. Is Michael the new Ghost Train?
I would
I
say
think
no. For the fact is that I know how Ghost Train races. So right now, I would say Ghost Train's hit a bump, but he'll be back. He'll be back stronger than ever. He won't let it. He won't let it rest. And that's just because I know Ghost Train from previous seasons.
Okay. Um, Jody, what do you think? Is Michael the new Ghost Train?
yes, I do. He's fast. He's faster than Ghost Train. He'll take off and leave Ghost Train because Ghost Train's in a hole. Because Ghost Train ain't been on the game in a while, and Michael's been racing 7 days a week. So, I think he's faster than Ghost Train right now. If Michael gets a door, if little baby leaves a door open, Michael's gonna take it and probably end up just taking the win from little baby.
Yeah, and that's what I've been waiting on. I don't think that it's going to be something that I'm curious to see how Michael handles the pressure as the time ticks on, and that's to me going to tell me whether it's the biggest difference between Ghost Train and Michael, because Ghost Train didn't allow the pressure to bother him as we advance, and I think that's one of the biggest differences between and what helped him win that championship. We'll see how Michael. We'll see how Michael handles this pressure as he goes on. If he's the new Ghost Train, though, we have to remember Ghost Train had this same type of season last season, with the exception of a few races where he was able to win. But we have to remember he had the same season and ended up winning the championship. So if he's the new Ghost Train, we'll keep an eye on that.
The thing that I've noticed though is Michael actually cares about his car. Ghost will take a risk in everything if a hole opens up. If he's at the front. Michael cares about his car and everything and won't put it in a risk.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know that I've seen Ghost, but I don't know, because the only time I've seen Ghost super aggressive was in the Final Four last season when we were at Rio. That's the only time I saw him super aggressive, where they were going back and forth, taking risks that they probably shouldn't have been taking. And I mean, of course, it
You
cost a
don't
little
remember the
happy.
KMR days? Did you hit your head again or what?
Well, I'm not talking about KMR. I mean, that's going back to the
I'm
what
just
ifs.
saying in the past and everything, he's been aggressive.
That I don't
I
know. I
mean-
mean, passive aggressive. To me, I would
Yeah.
describe Ghost as someone who would be
10-4.
someone who's like, he's gonna wait for you to make a mistake and then take advantage. That's how I've always seen Ghost in racing is he's gonna wait for you to make your mistake, then he's gonna just politely take that from you, and you'll never see his back bumper again, kind of deal. I don't
Yeah,
know
but
that I've seen
I don't
him.
remember. I don't remember. You know, Mike. He's gonna race you clean. He's not gonna want you to make a mistake
I'll be back
or
in like 5 minutes.
be
I
a
gotta take
mistake
the
on
garbage
his
over.
part.
Yeah, but I've seen Michael be a little aggressive with Habibi and rub doors with him and manhandle him a little bit more than I've seen Ghost. Let's see what Speedy has to say. Speedy is our series analyst. He's been keeping up with the league, and Speedy says, I'd say no in terms of the question, is Michael the new Ghost? Speedy says Michael is his own person, and he's coming out here making a name for himself and showing his talent every race as a rookie. But like you said, we'll see how he handles the pressure for the chance of the title. Yeah, and each round, that pressure is going to increase. So as you can see, each round the points reset. Each round that pressure is going to increase. And then this leads us up to Habibi. So I'm going to ask this question. I've said my piece several times on this stream here about not on this particular broadcast, but on the stream about Habibi this season so far. But I'm going to ask you guys because I want to know your opinion. Are you impressed with what Habibi has been able to do this season so far with the 4 straight wins, no DNFs? He seems like he's been racing flawlessly. Are you impressed with what he's been able to do, or are you waiting for when it counts the most?
From what I saw in season 2, I can't come up with anything else and stuff that I'm gonna, I don't see the streak ending for a while. Oval, it's like the guy lives at the racetrack and everything while he's practicing, while he's offline. I don't know what he's doing when he's not on. I mean, who knows? But he clearly is at the top. I don't see that changing for a while. He's got a target on his back, according to Jody. I mean, Jody's going to take him out at some point. I don't know when, but he said he's going to. So, I don't know.
I love that. I love that statement. Because you know it's coming. Anyway, yeah. I don't think Jody's back with us yet.
My question is, though, does Habibi know that it's coming?
Oh, yeah, he knows.
Or win?
I don't think he's worried about it. I mean, when you win 4 races in a row, I don't think you're worried about the comments of someone that runs behind you. Like Jody has not proven, other than at the plate track, he has not proven that he can catch up and be a contender against Habibi unless Habibi pits and goes to the back of the field. So I don't think he's worried. I wouldn't be worried. So I don't think he's worried about it, because when it does happen, I'm sure Habibi's going to handle it the right way so he won't jeopardize the championship. Which leads me to this here, my thoughts on this. I'm not surprised in the least bit. It doesn't faze me in the least bit that he's got 4 wins. Even as a driver personally, the fact that I'm down here with 2 DNFs, no top 3s, no top 5s, I'm not worried about it because I made the cutoff. I'm not worried because last season he had this same run. He had this same. He set the record for the most wins in a BRL season. He's already done this, and he's won impressively. He's run close. He's running tight battles. The only thing that's impressed me is he was able to win at Daytona, something he's been a long time. He's been fighting even back to the KMR days trying to win the Daytona race, and he's just always coming up short. So the fact that he was able to get that done against all odds was amazing to me. It was an amazing run. But I'm not impressed. Habibi is, you can tell he's put in a lot of work in his craft. He's put in a lot of practice. He understands what, I'm not impressed. What will impress me is if he can take all of these wins and then get to the Final 4 and win a championship. Because he did all of that winning. He did all of that winning. He did all of that, had all of that success, and botched it. and Ghost Train was able to win the championship. So all of these wins can mean nothing. This could be like the 73 win Warriors and basketball, and just win all these basketball games and can't win the championship. This could be the same thing for Habibi. So I think right now Habibi is hungry for a championship. But what this does also is, I personally wouldn't want to be in this situation, because what it can do is it can spoil you a little bit. You win all of these races, there's no pressure. You know, there's no pressure right now for Habibi if he wins Indy. It won't matter. If he DNFs out of every race after Indy, it won't matter. He advances automatically. The pressure is when you get to the final four, and now all of a sudden you DNF, and now you're in a hole, and now you've got to work your way out of that hole by points. You can't just win and say, okay, I'm good. You got to work your way out by points. That's when the pressure is at its highest. And we've got to go back to Daytona. And then we've got Mugello as the championship race. And then we've got this Daytona road course, which he's proven to be fast at, but still, it can be a challenging road course. And then we've got, I don't know what the other track is in there. Let's look at it real quick. And then you've got BIR, which he did not perform well last time. So, and that could be a possible weather race also. So that's a lot. And so that's when I will be impressed. But right now, I'm not worried about it. Speedy out there in the chat says he was impressed. He's impressed me so far. He's having a lot of fun. He's excited to see, or Speedy is excited to see if he can keep this up and if he can handle the pressure as it increases as the season continues and the chase starts. So, a varying opinion there of Habibi's abilities so far. But that's what we got so far. This is your group that advances. Obviously, we'll make some adjustments to that. So here's our round 2 race schedule. Indianapolis, then the GP, then the Mazda Raceway, and then the elimination race at the airfield, which will be ran a little bit differently than it was in Season 1. So that should keep things relevant and keep things fun for the series. Give everybody a fighting chance. Okay. Also, we got a few people in the chat there that have messaged inquiring about the league. So this right here is our hot seat list. What this basically means, when you inquire about the league, you'll be added to this list right here. And when we do not have 16 drivers, we're going to go by this list. Welpdang, Young Ace Wesley is who we'll ask first. And then we'll inquire of you guys based on how you wrote down a list. There's a few people above the person that inquired last, who is our most recent follower. So you're put on this list. Be ready. We race Saturday at 11:30 Eastern. So this Saturday, 11:30, we'll go green at Indy. Our attendance has been average between 12 and 14. So there's definitely spots that can be filled. And if you earn enough points, you get inside the top 16, you can race every week. We'll let you know how you can do that as far as team and team points and all of that. Once you get in, we'll fill you in with the gaps there, okay? All right, then we go down to the team points. Dale, look at this. See, Team Dale Jr. right here, 188 team points. You got plenty of team points.
Okay.
Yeah, plenty of team points right here in this battle. Well, I tell you what, the class of the field has been these two guys right here. 484 ECE. I personally, Dale, I'm going to be honest, I am surprised ECE is this relevant after this first week. When you throw Back in Black in any roster, I have to start asking questions. But he has really stepped up. This team has really stepped up. This rookie Michael has really impressed me. And here they are. They have run away. So, question. What is Dale, what is WRX CMR, your team? What do you think your team needs to do to get up here in this battle?
Finish races and show up. Need to stop having DNFs and make sure that we're in the top 4 or 5. just so we're finishing races.
Right, right. You know, you hear a Little Monster in the background too. That's a Little Monster back there. So if anyone's wondering, uh, but yeah, but I tell you, WRX man, Frosty's team right here. WRX. What's that? I can't remember. What's that little disorder that people get where they look at numbers and words and start mixing them up, putting them backwards? Dyslexia? Isn't that what that's called? I think that's what I've developed because I do that a lot now. WXR Racing. You know, I think it's tough for them because Woozy is not.
I think
it's
an age thing.
Don't say that. I'm not getting old. I'm just maturing. That's all.
Okay. I guess there's a difference.
Yeah, each year goes by, I get better. Like a fine
as I say
bottle
that
of
and everything,
wine.
as my birthday is tomorrow, so
Look at
I'm
you.
42.
142. See, look at you, man.
Oh. I know there was a reason why you got me out of retirement this year.
Yeah,
Just
so
saying.
I wouldn't feel like the oldest player. We're not gonna go there. WXR I think is in trouble. I don't think they'll be able to consistently stay up here with EC. So I think between us in this group of the 200 to 188 group, I think CMR and your team, if you guys can stay consistent, I think we have the best opportunity to go up there and challenge ECE. Because if Woozy can't finish races, then really you're only relying on what Frosty can give. And you're basically saying, Frosty, you're going to have to go out there, you're going to have to give us a top 3 every week for us to even keep up with ECE, because they're doubling their points by finishing second and third, second and fourth, second and fifth. They're doubling their points, and then 484 now Ghost is back, so that's going to really help. With 484 having Ghost back, now Ghost is going to be getting top 3s and top 5s. So I think if we can get our teams on the same page and get up there and start getting some top 5s and not DNFing, not trading DNFs like a hot potato, I think we'll be
Right.
I think we'll be good.
I think it has something to do with everything with the tracks that are coming up too. Now we got some ovals coming in. We got Daytona coming back in. So I think it's gonna heavily play at the tracks that that they see. So it just depends.
Yeah, but here's the problem. I'm gonna tell you the problem with me. I mean, I can't speak for anybody else. I obviously on this show I can, but I'm going to speak for me. I'm going to speak for me. I suck at Indy. If you remember KMR, now NASCAR 14 KMR, that was a different story. I owned the Indy.
Yeah.
NASCAR 15, I was decent, but when we got to NASCAR Heat and Forza 7 was introduced, I started to stink because I couldn't finish races, and I mean that stinkage lasted. I finished one race in like 10 attempts. It was bad, and I only won one race, and that's only because Fractured Chain, Jaron Hazen, helped me finish that race. We put in a ton of practice, and I still almost gave that race away. That's tough. That's really, really tough. I think, I don't know, man. For me, that's going to be a challenge. Indy GP, not so much. I actually like that road course. I've been reasonably successful at that road course. I'm not blowing nobody away, but I can finish. Same with Mazda. I think last time we were at Mazda was in a KMR race. I finished second. So, I mean, not bad.
Is that the one that's got weather involved?
No. That one doesn't have weather.
Oh. Okay.
And then, let's see. Airfield, I stink. Can't finish. So it's gonna be tough.
Airfield has hidden things in it though too that could definitely ruin a team. If it's the same airfield, I think it is.
Yeah, it's definitely the same airfield. Yeah, the light poles and the whole. Yeah.
Is that the one we did the All-Star race in one year?
Yeah. That's the one. Yep.
Yeah, it's got light poles and everything. It has no direct line and everything. And yeah, I I suck at airfield too. I hate airfield.
That's gonna be tough.
I won't lie. I hate airfield.
It's gonna be a toughie. It's really
It
gonna be a
is.
toughie. Yeah. And then beloved, Indy. I want to say he finished the last Indy race. He's been doing an excellent job this season of finishing races. Last season he did an excellent job. This season, when I hand him that DNF card, he takes it from me. So we are gonna have to work on that. Be sure we don't DNF. But I think if we can put streams of stuff together, we can get our teams up there. These teams down here, when these colors, here's what the colors represent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The green represents advancement into the team points battle at the end of the season. The yellows indicate they're on the bubble. The reds indicate elimination. Okay, so or they're out. They won't advance. So you got these 7 teams here that will advance to the team points battle. And I had to do that because last season we had so many teams, a lot of single car teams from all the hot seats. We had 23 to 25 drivers on roster, which is excellent. It's excellent. But the problem was that we had all these teams and we went to the team points battle. And so it's like, how is everything divided up? And what was going to happen? How is everybody going to, how are we all going to do that? That was pretty tough. That was difficult. So,
and if I'm not mistaken, some of those people didn't show up every race either. That's why they were so far behind. Yeah,
exactly. And that's the problem. They were still eligible for the team points last season, but this season to cut down on confusion, this is what we got. So yeah, you got Froggy Motorsports Racing, Froggy Man Racing actually.
0 points. He's not even in the battle anymore.
hadn't even finished race. Hadn't been able to finish races. So that's definitely out. 6545 struggled to put that 57 points on the board. Hopefully they'll build on that. I think there's someone who can run their way up into the top group. CTG4, that's Chris the God. 66 points from his start. He lagged out. He got that last place finish. That gave him 66 points. Team G, that is that's Goosey. And the 2, he ran that one race. That was that. So I expect him not to continue to run. I haven't seen him race. Bob Racing, he's a single car team as of right now. He's got 135. Maybe if he can pick up a teammate, he might be able to start advancing up through the field. He may be able to, with his finishes, be able to handle himself. We don't know. We'll see. But that is our team points. This battle will continue throughout the season as we go along. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how everything ends up, man. There's a lot of interesting things to watch for as the season continues. I mean, to be honest, there's a lot of interesting things to look at as the season continues. So, I'm curious. I'm curious.
Sounds like a lot of unanswered questions.
A lot, man. You don't know, and that's the awesome thing about racing is that you know who should. Like Habibi should win the championship. Ghost Train should be second. Michael should come up top 4. Back in Black
That's if
should
it were to end
be
right now.
Should
That's if
be
it were
last.
to end right now. But we still have all of these other questions that still need to be answered.
Right.
All these races left. So,
yeah, like who's gonna be that guy that's gonna take control and really, like, there's a lot of questions, man, that's got to be answered. So it's coming. Speedy is coming, man. It's coming. It's coming. I was actually, believe it or not, earlier today looking at the setups and everything for how to set up races on iRacing, how to set up the league and how to set up hosted races and stuff like that. So we could probably do some testing here coming up soon, when I get back to work and actually bring in some money enough to do that, get some of these bills paid off. But anyway, yeah, definitely be trying to do that.
Hey, boss, I'll talk to you later.
All right, Dale, thanks for joining us. I was trying to wait a little bit for Back in Black to see if he was going to come back and say one or two things, but it doesn't sound like he's going to say anything. That's going to bring a close to our broadcast and our stream. Yeah, definitely, Speedy, we'll get up. I'll get up with you, and we will, because I got a few questions as well, as I see where everything's trending with this new car that NASCAR is pulling out. So I'm really curious to see what our move should be and everything. So, but anyway, that's a subject for another matter. Check us out next week, Thursday. It probably will be at a later time. Our original time, 11:30 Eastern. Check us out. We'll have the speed report. Be episode number 5 as we talk about the end after Indy. What happened after Indy? Hopefully, we will have our broadcaster back in the booth. For him, it's been one thing after another. He's been sick. His wife has been sick. It's been in and out of town. It's been transitioning jobs. It's been a lot. But he's gonna get there. He's working on it. He's gonna get there. We're gonna get a broadcast. And when we get a broadcast, we'll get everything fixed and we'll be able to move forward. Until then, ride along with me in the in-car as I ride mid-pack, because I'm not better than about half the people up here. But we try to get it done each week. We have a lot of fun. If you're interested in joining the series, message me, SamCook2728785 on Xbox. Message me, and we will, again, work to get you into the series. Join us on social media, which is here on this screen right here. You can join us on all forms of social media there, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, Twitter, I should say. Join us there, Stream Monster27 on the YouTube side. We do some streams up there. If you want to catch the races we ran in the past, this season, last 2 seasons of BRL, they're there, Stream Monster27. Check us out. You can even see some of the old races, KMR, things like that. And then what we're planning to do in the future, all of that will be on YouTube. And of course, Twitch. Thank you for our new subscribers that have subscribed today. We're glad you've enjoyed it. Tomorrow I might try and find something on iRacing. It's a lot of New Hampshire, and I hate New Hampshire and North Wilkesboro, but I don't have the car and all of this. So yeah, we'll try to work something out. We'll play something. We'll get something in tomorrow at some point. So thank you very much. Thank you, Speedy, for tuning in. All you guys that tuned in, we appreciate you guys. And this is Sam Cook signing out.